Alright, I'm going to show you how to make gameplay movies for Hyperspin in Sony Vegas Pro 10. This also is the same for 9. Previous versions I never used, so I don't know about older ones. Alright, first thing we want to set is your project properties. So it's this little button here. Alright, we're going to set up a Hyperspin video profile or template. So make sure you set your width and height 640 by 480. And very important, your field order is progressive scan. Pixel aspect 10, no rotation, we're not doing 3D. Frame rate 29.9 is the same as 30. Pixel format 8-bit. Full resolution rendering quality is preview. That's also very important for game movies. Motion blur type Gaussian, that's default. Deinterlace method is none, also very important. I'm going to go to audio, stereo. You can have 48, 44 is also fine. Bit depth 16, resample is preview, also important. Alright, next we want to also start all new projects with these settings. Because if you're making a lot of movies, you want to make sure that these are the settings every time you start a new one that automatically loads. So you can name this this template Hyperspin Videos or whatever you like it. I have mine down there. Alright, after that's done, you click save. It'll save that template. And then because you have this clicked, it'll always start every time you make a new project. Okay. From this window, I made a couple of sample gameplay movies that we'll use in this tutorial. So I use Cosmic Smash and Naomi. So first thing we're going to want to do is click and drag this onto your project down here. Alright, so this is about a minute and 15 seconds. So we're going to cut that down to about 30 because that's typically what you want to do in a normal game. Alright. So first let's find a good spot that we want to start from. Probably right around where we started. I'd say that looks good. Right, so we're going to hit S. S will split this video track into two, wherever this marker is. Now this we want to delete, so click and then you hit the delete key. Now we slide this back over to the beginning. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in with the mouse wheel, or you can use the up and down arrow keys to zoom in. Alright, first we want to fade in this audio a little bit. I just like to do this. I usually do 15 or so. Video, we don't want to touch on the fade in. Okay, so now let's get about. If you hold your shift, you can keep clicking until you find about 30 seconds. There we go, 30. You can look down here. It'll show you exactly how long your highlighted video is. Alright, so now you want to hit S again to split the video. Now you have your 30-second part. The rest, again, we can just delete. So we have our 30-second gameplay video here. So you can hit space bar just to play it, to see if it looks good, if you're happy with it. Let's add our title. Again, I'm going to click and drag. I like to drag it onto a new video and audio tracks. Alright, the nice thing about Vegas is it automatically clicks to line up. So there's absolutely no frames in between. Alright, I'm going to want to click there. So now we're going to zoom in. And we want to do a fade out of the first clip and then a fade in onto the second clip. So we want to do that for both audio and video. So when you see this little icon, now you click and drag that. I usually do about, like I said, about 0.15. For this part, we want to also do video. Same thing for here. Although wait, I did forget to cut this out. Alright, first let's find where we want this title to start. Right about there should be good. split, delete, move this in. Okay, let's put this about 15, 20, whatever works for you. Video also. Alright, we want this to be about 5 seconds, however long it needs. Just to show you the title. That should be about good. Let's test this. Spacebar. That looks good. Alright. And we want to fade out. Sometimes there's music playing, so we want to fade that out even though there's none for this clip. Then you want to also fade out your video. So by 0.15, 16, whatever you like. Put it on what time. That looks good. Alright, so here, you pretty much have a completed clip now. Alright, so you can save this if you want to save it. If you want to back it up, I don't really back up these at all, because once I render it, I don't ever need to go back and do anything. It's done. So this is your render as button. This is what you're going to do to output your video. Now I use uncompressed video when I record using Camtasia. If I try and use the TechSmith codec, and it gives me choppy video no matter how I set its settings at. So I use uncompressed. So now we're going to convert it to a lossless codec, which is the TechSmith one, TSCC. So you're going to want to select your video for Windows, AVI. I already made this profile, but I'll go into it. Alright. So, custom. Include video. Use project settings, so you don't have to set these. Frame rate is the same as before. Field order, again, progressive, very important. Pixel aspect 1.0. Video format. This, you want it to be the TechSmith screen capture codec. This will drastically reduce the file size of your rendered videos. I don't think we need to do that. No, I have a better compression. I don't think it matters. Everything else we don't want. Create an open DMI we do want. I don't really know what that's for. It doesn't matter. Include audio. I like to output PCM uncompressed. I don't want to re-encode audio too many times. So we're going to output that PCM uncompressed. Again, this matches my input audio and video settings too. So 48, 16, stereo. Nothing that we need. Also, rename this, save it. That way you always have it there for you. Let's name our video whatever our game is. Cosmic Smash. And we click save. Now this might take a minute or two. Alright, now we have our completed video, so we can watch a preview of it if we want. Now this is at 30 frames per second. It's good enough. If you want to put it up to 60, it will double your final your file size. Alright, just as an example that works. I would do some further tweaking so it doesn't end in a little switch arounds, but that looks good. Alright.